Thanks, Eoghan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So again, today you'll hear us frequently call for the completion of the single aviation market in Europe. 25 years after the creation of the single aviation market, our life and the life of consumers across Europe has been transformed. We have much more connectivity. Thousands of jobs have been created. And consumers around Europe now not just enjoy, but expect to travel all the way across the continent at lower fares. And all of the airlines, whether it's the low-cost carriers or the legacy responding to that competition, are delivering extraordinary value to our consumers in the form of lower fares. You look at the trends in recent years in train fares, almost any other competing form of transport. Real underlying airfares are falling. But we could do so much more if just the single aviation market was completed. We'll be releasing details of a study today which we commissioned by the University of Bergamo, which calculates that the cost to the EU economy of the incomplete single aviation market is more than 37 billion euros per year. Almost half of that is caused by the lack of reform of the single European sky in air traffic control delays, flight delays, related fuel burn, and the very significant and severe environmental penalty that Europe suffers as a result of these aircraft being delayed, stacking overhead airports, burning unnecessary fuel, because of these delays that would be removed, as Willie has said, if we simply had the completion of the single European sky. 50% of this, that equates to about 25 euros per passenger travelling across Europe. These are huge gains that are available to be made. And again, we continue to call for action, particularly from the European Commission, on implementing the single European sky. We would also like to see the single aviation market remove the rights of national governments to use aviation as a tax grab or a tax gatherer against consumers. In the last year, again, another 16.7 billion of unilateral aviation taxes are being scammed from both the airlines and our customers under the guise of environmental taxes. We're paying EU ETS. In the UK, we pay APD. In Germany, equivalent of APD. The Austrians in early next year are going to quadruple the aviation tax on short-haul flying. None of this money will be spent on the environment. It's simply a tax grab. It's a latter-day. It's the equivalent of a latter-day highwayman, and we need the Commission to work with us to push back. We've got to complete the single aviation market. We need a single European sky. We don't need another 20 years of talking about delivering the single European sky. And delivery of this would transform not just the lives of our passengers, our lives as consumers, but it would be one of the greatest economic generators of economic activity across the European Union for the next 10, 20 years. And I'm now handing over to whom? Ben, so in the last slide, is it?